So we were just on the motorway and these high winds just got up. Ironic, because we were moving to get out of the way of high winds. And our Skylight half flew off on the motorway. But judging by the path of this storm, there's going to be no easy way to ride this out. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for us, I think. And I'm thinking the next couple of days are going to be interesting, to say the least. So we'll see.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're Dan and Stephen, a married couple travelling the UK in our VW camper van, Daisy. We gave up our old lives in order to give them a good spring clean, which has led us stumbling down this path with no idea what we're doing, but determined to find out. Through the ups and downs, it's been an unforgettable experience as we figure out how to live life in our little rolling home. In this video, disaster strikes on a busy motorway just as a powerful winter storm thunders towards the UK, and it's a race against time to get to the other side of the country before all hell breaks loose. Or are we just being overdramatic? Either way, sit back, relax, and come along, dear. We start the video with a whole new adventure planned, a trip to Wales, beginning on the border in the Wye Valley, where things started well enough as we headed to our first park up.
Morning, we're off on our next part of our journey, and we're off to see Sebastian in the back there. He's just keeping an eye on things. We're off to Wales. We're not quite in Wales. We're in the Wye Valley, Forest of Dean area, just on the tip of it. But we've just got here. It's our first stop from Kent, and this is the view. It's just incredible. Okay, I'm really happy. It's so good. It's rained, it's quite stormy actually. The wind's out, there's rain keeps falling down. Well, we're in the west now, so it's gonna happen. But this has made everything worthwhile, to be honest. Just heaven.
The footage really doesn't do it justice, but as park ups go, we've had a lot worse.
So right now we're in the edge of the Wye Valley. We stayed here overnight. Spectacular, apart from the fact we've woken up and it's just pouring it down with rain. So the view we had yesterday, which you can't see through the windscreen, but we've got some footage of that yesterday. It's pretty much obscured by all the rain and cloud today. Nonetheless, that is just the edge of the Wye Valley, so we're not even in Wales yet, so there's so much to see. We're going to spend some time around there, and then we're going to head deeper into Wales and kind of get all of, well, I don't know what route we're going to take, but we're going to just go where we feel. Go where the wind takes us, right, Stevie?
Yeah, we've got lots of places to explore in Wales. We've got the Brecon Beacons, we've got Snowdonia National Park,
Pembrokeshire. They're the three national parks. We don't know any others, do we?
No.
But we'll find out, and we can't wait to just see what's about. So,
but today's a work day.
Today is a work day.
And we're going to find a library.
But yeah, so this is where we are. When we're just at the edge of the Wye Valley, we stayed there. We're going to head off, and that's our next step. We're on to Wales.
Take the next left onto New Road.
Oh my God, the bends here. Okay, we know we're in the west. Oh Jesus.
Continue for 1 mile.
Continue? We've got to get up there first. Yeah, we're on the edge of Wales.
But after finding an incredible little spot by the River Wye, we quickly realised our Wales plans might have to end before they'd even begun.
So we're in Rosson. No, we're not. We're by the River Wye. Our plans are going to change a little bit. We're going to probably head out of Wales because Storm Dudley, is it, Stephen?
And Eunice.
And then Eunice. Storm Dudley and Eunice, what a couple. They're hitting soon, so I think Dudley kind of misses a lot of South Wales, but this doesn't look too great. However, about 2 days afterwards, Eunice really does hit Wales full on, and I'm thinking, well, do we really? This is the thing about being in a van, we can move out of the way of it. So, all right, let's put some blockers in the way, but we can come back. We might stay this afternoon before the weather hits, do some walking, and then head out and come back. And that's it. So, a bit of a change.
Before we left, we decided to take a look around the pretty town of Monmouth, close to the English and Welsh border, where it seemed impossible to believe a powerful storm was on its way. We then took a chance on one final destination, which didn't exactly go to plan.
Symonds Yat rock, just to see, but we've taken a wrong turn, obviously. Of course we have. And these roads are actually terrifying. The side is really steep and we've taken a completely wrong turn. Doing well, Days. Well, Symonds Yat did not happen. We did not get to go up to the Symonds Yat rock. We managed to do an awkward drive where we got stuck several times, only for it to be for nothing. Because they closed it, yeah. So we went to the car park at the top. That was closed because of severe weather conditions, which is understandable because Symonds Yat rock is on a high viewpoint and the storm at the moment is coming in towards that direction. And there were other ways we could have parked somewhere, but we thought, you know what, for the sake of coming back when it's a bit nicer, because it was really overcast, it was probably going to downpour at some point, and quite frankly I didn't want to be blown over the cliff to my death. We decided, you know what, we're going to head out the way anyway, because as I said before, we've got to move by Friday because of the storm that's hitting Wales dead on. And so we may as well just do it now, because this one, Storm Dudley, is going to half hit, and then 2 days later the storm, the other storm hits directly head on. Eunice. Storm Eunice. Where do they get these names from?
It seemed fate was telling us this trip was not meant to be, and it wasn't done with us yet.
So we were just on the motorway and these high winds just got up. Ironic, because we were moving to get out of the way of high winds. And our Skylight half flew off on the motorway. The handle broke, as you can see. That just sprung up. Luckily it didn't fly off and hit into someone else's car. We've still got it as well. But we then had to pull onto the hard shoulder, which was horrific because it was a busy motorway. And I had to get in and hold it. I tried to do it up with belts, that didn't work. So I had to throw a wire over it, sit in the back seat and hold it shut until we found a spot. So this is just wonderful. I don't know what we're going to do now. What's happening, Steve?
So we are at Marquee Services. It is in
Tewkesbury. Yeah.
We've just rocked up. It's the end of the day. And somebody's coming out to look. It looks like they're going to kind of glue it shut for us and order the part. Maybe glue it shut if they can, and then order the part, and then we're going to have to come back and get it replaced. So we're probably going to have to check into a hotel. I don't really want to sleep in the van until it's fixed, do you?
Well, I mean, I don't mind that. It doesn't matter if it's glued down, does it? That's not going to matter. I'd rather be in it to see if there's going to be leaks.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It's something so simple as well, you know, but... And we could replace it ourselves, but we're not very good at that stuff. And it still requires waiting for the part, or driving to a part, which is risky with this at the moment. Oh, a bit of a bind. It's kind of ironic that we've tried to be sensible and cut our trip short to Wales in order to avoid the storm, and if something to happen that's going to keep us in the path of the storm, the one we specifically want to avoid, which is Eunice. Which, by the way, amber warnings are now on pretty much the entire bottom half of the country. So we're not ever going to avoid it. And if you go above that to the yellow, that's snow, So there's no way out, but in the southwest it's probably the worst place we can be, and we are kind of southwest. The only thing that could be worse right now is if we decided to drive down into Devon and Cornwall, which obviously we're not going to do.
Our state-of-the-art repair.
So it's our Blue Peter job with our blue tape.
I think even Blue Peter would be better than this.
I think even Blue Peter would frown upon it. But you know what? We don't have any choice, and the people here have been so nice.
They're absolutely amazing.
And they've given us the tape, and they said to do that. And what they've done is they've rung. They couldn't get the part for the Skylight, but they managed to ring somewhere local that does, and they're booked in to fix it tomorrow for us tomorrow morning. So they're absolute diamonds.
You know one thing about keeping an eye on a taped up Skylight? I've noticed how much the vent needs to be cleaned. So every cloud, I guess.
Oh. So after the drama of today, by the way, there's other drama with brake pads that have just been fixed, but we won't go into that. I don't really understand, because we've just had an MOT and just paid for them to be fixed. After the drama of the Skylight nearly falling off on a motorway, we finally found a park up near Cheltenham, and in order to avoid the wind, the sensible thing to do was, of course, to go right to the top of a hill.
But we're away from the trees.
But we're away from the trees, which is why I picked it, because the pictures looked quite good in terms of being sheltered in that sense. But we're staying here because the place near Gloucester in Tewkesbury is going to fix us a new Skylight tomorrow, and thanks to that amazing centre, of which I'll put the words on the screen because they're going to appear right there, you know, just right there. They've really helped us. Anyway, after today in this park up, which looks nice, we've seen there's a couple of cars, but it looks really peaceful. I think it deserves a beer. Cheers.
So here we are, Master Chef.
Oh, I was going to
Season 1.
Season 1.
Season 1.
The only season.
Chef 1. The only chef. And you're making?
I am making spaghetti and tomato sauce with garlic, a little bit of courgette, obviously some onions, and we are going to put in some mushrooms. We're going to put in some coriander. This is our park up. I can hear the wind. So we've had our thing, look, strapped up. This is our strapped up. What do you call this? A vent. Vent. This is our strapped up vent with paper, like a crime scene on the motorway that just flung off, and it was just barely holding on. I had to get back and obviously hold it on with some wire. I talked about this earlier, but the point is,
this was our wire.
that was our wire. Basically.
It all needs to be replaced, the whole thing.
And they could have just fobbed us off and said, well, sorry, we can't do it, or you can wait. But they didn't. They actually just put us on to somebody else who is going to fix it tomorrow. So I'm so grateful to them. They were absolutely incredible. And they gave us this to tape it down, which has actually, me and Stephen were both dubious about this, but it's actually done a really good job. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. And then tomorrow we'll get it fixed, and obviously we're going to go back to Kent because we're going to pick up our special surprise, our game changer.
And what does it change?
It changes a game.
And what was the game?
I don't know.
I bought a new toilet roll yesterday, and what did it do?
Did it change the game?
It changed the game.
Did it? Well, I guess it did. But we know we've got to go back to Kent to pick up our special game changer. And
our toilet roll.
Yeah, our toilet roll. And if ultimately that feels like the safest spot, because I know the storm is coming from the west, so despite all of the south being in the amber region, that feels like it's probably going to be the best region. I'm not a weather expert, I have no idea. So this is burning now, so I better cook it. Cause look,
I was going to say, are you about to add anything to this?
I'm going to add some, oh look, I've got some coriander here. I'm going to add that in. That'd be lovely, won't it? Look at that, eh? Top chef, master chef. Fabulous. And then we're going to put some mushrooms in, which I'll just break up with my hands, but you don't need to see that because it doesn't look very good.
I did that the other day though, rather than chop them, because actually what's the difference?
Yeah, exactly. Tea is served. Last night we had this absolutely lovely park up. really huge car park where people are turning up now to walk their dogs and stuff, but they're kind of leaving us alone, which is good. You know, don't seem to be troubling anybody. It was a really lovely spot, very flat. It was top of a hill, which wasn't ideal in the wind, but we were okay. The wind wasn't too bad. But we're off now. The Skylight is held up there, but judging by the path of this storm, there's going to be no easy way to ride this out, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge for us, I think, and I'm thinking the next couple of days are going to be interesting, to say the least. So we'll see. We're finally getting our roof light fixed. There's a little garden centre across the road, so we just went to have a coffee while we wait. We've not got the call yet to say it's done, but I'm assuming no news is good news and that it fits. I don't know. Okay, now Stephen's saying it could be upgraded to red, the storm warning, and I can't believe it. I mean, just look at how nice it is. And yet, we've got to trust it. We can't just say, oh well, it doesn't look like it's happening, because we'll probably end up blown halfway across the country and end up in the sea or something.
I feel the need to pause here to explain that, while it might seem overdramatic, everything was still new to us and the threat of storms was an unknown factor. This is quite a scary thought at the best of times, but Storm Eunice was indeed upgraded to a red warning, which, as anyone living in the UK knows, is extremely rare. We may have been fine and we face worse in the future, but it wasn't a risk worth taking.
So yeah, I think we need to head back when this is done.
Golden Castle, who fitted our Skylight, were incredible, as were Marquis Services for arranging everything, and we'd highly recommend both of them. With our roof trouble solved, we headed back to Kent to see if we could avoid the worst of the storm.
I just started a video to open it and I can't open it. Okay, here we are. You can probably hear that wind. It actually sounds a bit worse. No, it doesn't sound worse in the van, but sometimes it does. You know what? Those trees aren't even moving that much, but the noise is quite a roar, isn't it, in the sky? There's a few branches that come down. I mean, look, you can see over there. That came down. Even if we were parked there, I guess it wouldn't have hit us, but I'm glad we stayed in the middle on balance. So we're going out. We haven't even made the bed. The storm's here, Miss Eunice, and we're gonna go get some lunch because we're kind of cooped up in here and we can't really do much. It's a storm day. What's the storm day that makes it sound regular, doesn't it? It's the day where the storm's hitting, so we can't do much at all. So we figured we'd just go and have a wander and go and get something to eat and come back. A bit worried about leaving the van because obviously you kind of think we're gonna just find it upturned or something, but I think it'll be fine. We're in a reasonably sheltered spot. We're a bit inland. We're still in the red zone, but so far so good, and I think we've passed through the worst of it. So we're gonna go outside and have a look. You know what, it doesn't seem that bad, but the noise is loud, so you know the wind's strong, you know it's dangerous. Hopefully we'll be alright. I do think we're past the worst. It should be passing at about 3 o'clock. I'm just a bit worried about leaving it now because it's still strong. And we're just kind of wandering off and leaving her to her devices. Not for long, but I don't know about this. All right, Steve. Steve's brushing his teeth. This is the sound every morning of Stephen brushing his teeth, I might add. It's just wonderful. So it's a lovely morning, the storm has passed.
We have cleaned the floor.
Stephen's cleaned the floor, I've been for a run. Stephen's cleaned the cooker, which is wonderful. Yeah. And we're going to be off now.
Well, we got through Eunice unscathed, and after some chores, yes, we really did fill up our water tank this way when we had no hose, we carried on with our journey. After a few different park-ups, we landed on a truly otherworldly part of the Kent coast, and that's where we'll end things for now. At this point, we found ourselves at a bit of a crossroads with our future uncertain. We had no idea what would happen next, but let's just say our next video takes us somewhere completely different that blew our minds, and it wasn't Wales. If you've enjoyed our travels and watching us try to navigate campervan life, please subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell, and like the video. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.